Hi, this is Bethany Gagne, founder of the Albany Peace Project, and today I'm here with Wendy Ball, who's a mental health counselor, right? And she's been practicing for 35 years, and we were talking earlier about how 10 years ago you had a shift in your practice. Can you tell people about that?
Yeah, I did a fair amount of trauma work, and I was noticing that no matter how much you care about somebody and want to hear what it is that they've experienced, that sometimes that can just make things worse.
Interesting.
Yeah, people would go sometimes into a very dark place as a result of bringing all that out, and I realized I needed a safer way, a more effective way to work with trauma and with post-traumatic stress. And so the first thing I did actually was to get EMDR training, which was very effective. But even there, the EMDR people know that with such a powerful method, you have to be very careful. Well, you know, what are the ingredients? What is it you need? Well, I heard something about an approach called Hakomi, and what I discovered early on in training in that approach was that really what makes it safe, what I was looking for, and so effective beyond anything I had done before, was a skill, if you want to call it that, called loving presence. Wow, imagine that. And yeah, we took a lot of time to develop that capacity. It's such a simple thing, and we're going to practice a little bit with it today. It's also something you can spend your life cultivating, and in the Buddhist community, there's a very close relationship between that and the loving kindness practice of developing loving kindness, developing a loving heart. So.
Now, you were talking also about the founder of Hakomi therapy, and he felt as though if you just, what was it? He was had quite an extensive understanding himself, but felt like just one thing.
Yeah, 30 years into evolving this approach of working with people, a body-centered, rather somatic approach. He decided that the loving presence piece of it was really the most important thing, and that if a client could develop the ability to be present to themselves in a loving way, present to others, if a therapist could learn to do that with a client, if members of a family could learn to do that with each other, if we can learn to do that with ourselves, if we can learn to do that with each other in community,
that's all we need, right?
that's all we need.
Right.
Yeah. So, in his later years, a lot of his workshops were simply called the practice of loving presence.
It all boils down to that.
Yeah.
And so in your meditation today, we're going to, all month long we're doing love in the heart and sending peaceful intentions, but today's practice a little bit, we're going to spend some time loving ourselves, right?
And bringing it into that context of developing loving presence. So, it's a nice word, but like anything, you need to warm up to it and kind of turn the faucet on, get it started, get that little fire going. So there's a knack and a bit of a trick. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And it's not so hard. Just think of something or someone that you love. It may be a person. It could be a pet. It could be that as you look around wherever you're sitting, your eyes fall on a picture or on a vase or on a stone or on an object that you really love, that brings you pleasure to look at. So, are we set to go?
Sure. Yep, we can be ready to go. All right. Yeah. And thank you very much, Wendy, and I'm looking forward to hearing your meditation and certainly we'll have Wendy's contact information below this video. So, all right, thank you so much for listening and watching, and stay tuned.